Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Are we all good? Something did not go right. But I think we're there now. Are we here? Right. I can see myself moving about. So, Gordon Bennett. What a whole 9 minutes there of me chatting to myself. Okay, so. Oh, excellent. Yes, I'm here, everyone. Something did not go right, but I've worked it out. I did not need to start a new live stream. Right, so let's go through everything that Lou has challenged me with today, because I think Lou handpicked everything. So we have a marvellous set of offers. Let's have a quick look here. Oh, someone's saying nothing here. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I'm just going to double check before I start again, basically. Right. It looks like you can all hear me. It looks like you can all see me. Well, at least my hands anyway. Excellent. I hope you're all cool. Hello, Monica. Hey, Sharon. Hey, Teresa. Hello, lady shippers. Hello, Angie, Kay, Barbara. The two Barbaras here. And hello, Lou again. And hello, Heather. Right, so that was my practice run, all over and done with. So let's start this for real. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine, Vicky. Everything is good now. You're here, I'm here. Everything's working and we can carry on. Right, so I'm going to be making a memory album today. It's going to be in a box because there are, in this little sale, there's no pages or albums or anything like that, so we're going to be making a little box instead, and it's going to be really cute and fun. So we have here the Vintage Market paper pack. I'm just going to go through with what we are playing with today. I've put the prices on the back here because I'll forget and I don't really want to keep looking up at my screen. So this is $5.99. Someone's saying there's chat and no video. Oh dear. Okay, just double check. Can everyone see me? Maybe lady shippers, could you refresh perhaps? Just want to make sure that you can see what I'm live streaming here. Jean is saying hot dog can see and hear. Yeah, hopefully it's just lady shippers needs to just go in and then come back and go in and come back in. Go out, come back in. That's it. Hello, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think Lou's saying some just need to refresh so everyone else can see and hear me. Right, so we have, how long we've got? About 50 minutes, 48 minutes to get this done. I will do my best. So we have here the Vintage Market paper pack. I love this, and it is now only down to $5.99, and inside you get a pack of ephemera. I've popped these all out, but they do come in sheets and you just pop them out. So I've got everything ready to go. And then we have the disc bound album cover die set. This is half price at $19.99. So I have no album or pages to work with this, so this will be the outer wrap for our box. But if you're curious to what this does actually make when it's used with all the other bits, if you use it with the disc bound binding, this is sold out so many times, so I know quite a few of you will have this already. It makes this album just here used with the medium album pages, and I think I made this in one of my lives, so you'll be able to find this on one of my videos in the live section. So that's half price, so that's fantastic. And then we have the large album triple pocket die set. This will fit in all of my album sizes. It all depends whether you need to trim off some of it or not, but it will fit in there. This is now $9.99. Then we have the large reverse waterfall. I will show you all of these as we go through. So this is now £12.49. And then we have the lace embossing folder. This is a 3D one as well. It's quite a chunky monkey there, so we'll be playing with that too, hopefully. Don't worry if you're late, this will be saved for replay, so just make sure that you watch it after Sam's live later on, because we're going to be going back to back to back. So let's clear the decks and then we shall get started. Now there are some other things in the Simply Made Craft discounts. I'll be playing with these later. in my next live at 6 o'clock, we're going to be doing some Easter bits. So today we're going to be making, where did I put it? It's behind me. Here it is. If you have any questions, do pop along and say hi as well. So this is what we're making today. Looks really boring because this is my prototype, just to check that my idea worked, which I do like to do. And I filled it with all the goodies because there's no pages for me to play with. I thought a box, and we can stuff all of our bits and bobs in there. So I've taken some frames from the paper pad, and then we have the triple pocket here, and I've trimmed off the top section. There we go, I've trimmed off the top to make it smaller, and then I've got some photo mats in here. If you're wondering where this is from, I've got these just live on the blocks now. This was from I know some of these aren't included in the discounts today, but I'll still get questions on what's this and what's that. This is the A5 place photo here stamp set. That's not included in the discounts today. So I've stuffed this pocket here. It's got 2 sections with lots of cool things. The tags, these are not included as well, but they are part of the collection. So again, I know a lot of you have bought this collection already, so I think it's great that I can bring you some more ideas on what you can do with the bits that you've got already. So these just pop in here. These are just ordinary mats, 3x4s here. And then I've got some more of those tags. So it's great little box here just for stuffing things in. If you just got loose ephemera, postcards, ticket stubs, just pop it in and it'll be fine. And then here we have the reverse waterfall. I've mounted it onto a piece of card and then matted it with the papers, and then I've got a photo mat on one side, and then this pops up like that. So we're going to be making the cover today, and if there's any time I might make something to pop in here, but in all honesty I think most of the hour will be taken up using the wrapped cover and the box. And I've got tutorials on my channel already for everything that's inside there on how to put it together, so I don't have a tutorial for what we're making today. So that's enough waffling. That's enough gum flapping. Let's make something. So the cardstock I'll be using today is from Hunky Dory. It's the Adorable Scoreable, and it's the Aqua. I've chosen this because it's nice and thick and it'll make a nice sturdy box. So, oh, lady shippers, I think you're back now. I think you'll all be good and you can all hear and see me. Fantastic. So where shall we start? I've got a few bits already made up. I've got the front cover, the back cover, and some linings here. This is already prepared, so I just need to make my my spine piece. So going back to the disc bound cover, here is the die set. I've got everything already done here, so I'll show you what I've done so far. I have made 2 of these, the front and the back, and you get a die here, a stitched die there, so that you can make your mats. This one here is for when you want to make a smaller version, so that fits with a small album. Now I need to make the spine for this now, so I'm going to die cut that. And I also need this piece here. This is actually for the belly band at the back, but we're not using a belly band today, but I can actually use this as a liner to cover all of those holes, which are pretty unsightly. So let's run this through the machine. I'll do the spine piece first, and then I'm going to choose some patterned paper from the paper pack, and then we'll run that through as well. Where did I put the thingy bobby? There we are. Run that through, and with a lot of my dies you do need a large format machine, especially if you're using things like the triple pocket and things. On the back of the die sets it does say what size you need. Okay, there we go, is our first one. You can pop these out, you don't really want them in here. And what I will do is I'll just get my scoreboard out and I'll just reinforce those lines either side. Now it's up to you whether you want to make this curved or not. I'm just going to keep it flat. So on the album here I have curved it here. On my box I have kept it flat. It's up to you how you want to do that. And I must remember to add my ribbon before, let's see if I remember, add my ribbon before I actually get to adding the inside covers. Right, so I've got a little wallet here. These are all of my offcuts from this collection. Lady Shipper, she's called Helen too. Well done. That's pretty cool. Helen is a cool name. I'm only saying that because I'm called Helen, obviously. Right, that's going to be too small. Right. And it's really funny because when my little children were at primary school, they're grown up now, but when they were at primary school, there was about 2 or 3 other mums called Helen, so we were all just... the great thing is, though, we all made friends as well, so, and then we found out our names were all the same. So that was pretty cool thing to find out. So I've got some strips here. So let's put that away. I'll do my best to be as tidy as possible because I'm going live again a little bit later with some Easter projects. So I have here, this is the die here that makes the belly band at the back. As I said before, we're not going to be making the belly band, but I will be using this piece here to cover the holes. It's a perfect size to cover the spine section. Let's run that through. I'm being really lazy today using my electric machine. I could get the big shot out and, you know, but no. It's pretty warm in here already. It's 26 degrees Celsius. So, as I said, the sun is absolutely blasting through. So I know some of you have probably had your day already if you're watching things further around in Australia. It's probably quite late there now. Right, so I've got this, and this has got a little tab as well. So I can trim that off now, or I can stick it on and just trim all the other bits off afterwards. So I think that's it for die cutting for the time being. If not, I'll just have to get this plate out again. Try to keep tidy. Tidy's never fun, really. Tidy's only fun once it's done. But if you do it a little bit as you go, you barely notice it. So I'm just going to grab my scoreboard out for this. This has got lines all the way down. I'm hoping you'll be able to kind of see that. But as this is quite a thick cardstock, I am going to just reinforce it. These are really simple lines. And if you're wondering why I have a big black line down the middle of my scoreboard, I sometimes like to score in the middle. And then it helps me line up the bit there at the bottom, otherwise you might be scoring somewhere else. So it helps to keep everything in alignment. Right, so that is now scored and done. So Jenny's saying it's 20 past 12 night there. Wow, it's 20 past midnight. That's quite late. And Angie's saying, what electric die cutting machine do I have? I have 2. I keep one as a spare and I have one as my workhorse. My primary one is the Couture Creations Go Power and Emboss. I've had this for like probably about 4 or 5 years now, and it's fantastic. And then my spare one is the Sizzix Switch. Okay, so I've just folded those down, and I need to cover up now this section here, and this covers that perfectly. If you just want to do a manual cut, just cut it to 1 inch by 6 7/8. Let's have a drink of water. Okay, right, that's better, much better. Right, let's get that glued on. I'm sticking with the bookbinding glue. I know it's out of stock, but I'm just going to use the glue that I'm currently using. So, Debbie's saying it's 8:22, so good morning to you, Debbie, in Texas. So I'm just adding glue now just to each little segment here. And if you're just joining us, there is catch-up as well, but make sure you do all that catch-up after this huge craftathon has finished, otherwise you'll be missing out on other shows. So I'm just going to pop this on here. There we go. I will probably die cut another one of these just to cover the inside, because that's a little unsightly, isn't it? So we'll cut another one, maybe from contrasting section here. So we have Lou up next after me at 2 p.m. So are you ready, Lou? I know you've still got a good 35 minutes. Right, so let's put this on there. It's quite warm in here today, so I really have to be mindful to put my lid back onto the glue. So let's trim that off. There we go. Right, so now we're ready to have this added on to our front and back pages. So again, I'm still using the same die set. It would be easier if I just show you the die set. Here we go. This is what I'm still working with. This is half price. So I think I will actually go ahead and use some red tape, because I don't have lots of extra time here to wait for this glue to dry, because this is the hunky-dory adorable scoreable. It has a slight sheen to it, so things do take a little bit longer to dry when you're using glue, but you can use glue in conjunction with the red tape, which is fantastic, which means I don't need to be sitting here waiting for things to dry, pressing it down and all that. So I'm going to press that down with my bone folder. That is just pushing out all of the air bubbles that are in there, and it's also pushing it right into the surface as well. Plus it's a lot easier to get the backing off, she says. Right, there we go. These are very static. So I am going to be brave. I'm going to take all of my backings off at the same time and then flow it across the room. So Lou's saying she's pretty much ready, just having some lunch. Right, so I've got my tape all ready to go, and I'm just going to add a bit of glue over the top. Oh, see, that's already dried. It's very warm in here. You know what? I am looking forward to summer, but I'm not looking forward to the heat, especially when you're trying to film, because my computer doesn't really like it very much. But we manage, we get by. So let's get this popped on there. We can go straight up to our matted piece here. That will be a really good guideline there. Let's turn this over and then add more glue. And then pop that on. There we are. You can use your grid mat if you have one, just to make sure everything is straight. Yep, I'm pretty happy with that. Press that down. There we go. So as you can see, the red tape and the glue, they work nicely together. Right, so here we have our first bit of the book. There we go. And if you have the medium album, you can then just add your medium album into this if you really wanted to. So there's loads of different options here. Right, I really need to put this back on to the sheet, otherwise big tidy up job afterwards, which I would like to avoid. So we're now ready to start working on our little box, but I do actually have some lining paper here and some ribbon, because I kind of want to be able to tie this closed. So let's add our ribbon next. So I'm going to go back to my red tape. So let's add this on here. You can get your ruler out and you can measure exactly. Will I do that? No, life's too short for that. So if you want to be exact, you can do it if you want to. So what I will do is make sure they're lined up. That's a very good idea. So we'll just use our ruler. Again, not being exact, I'm just going to pop this on here. And if you're wondering if my nails look black, they're not black. It's actually like a dark forest green. I'm hoping they don't look black. I'm not a goth. Hoping they're showing a little bit of a dark green on the camera. If you're curious, actually I still have it here. There we go. This is called Chill Out by Sally Hansen Insta-Dry. I've got 2 coats on there, and then I could probably finish that off with a clear coat and it will be alright for about a week. Right, so let's add our ribbon now. Maybe Lou might be able to answer the, Rita Maria's question on the customs on that. I have absolutely no idea. So I am going to trim a nice good section here so that we can add a bow. So I do want them both to be more or less the same length. So let's cut those the same. There we go. So this is the point where I normally forget to do this, and I only remember that I had to do this after I've put everything on. So lucky for me and for you, I have remembered. So let's pop this here. This section here is going to be covered by our box. And where's the other bit? Here we go. And this section here is going to be covered by our lining paper. Now I have got 2 pieces of lining paper. They are using the die that comes with the set. I have trimmed this one down slightly because this is going to go inside our box that we're about to make. And then we're going to pop this over here to cover all of that. So let's get that glued down. So remember to add your ribbon before you add your mat. Oh, it is getting quite warm in here, you know. It's because that sun is blasting through. But I can actually hear the birds. I don't know if my microphone's going to pick up any of the bird song, but there are some birds out there having a nice time as well. There we go. There is our cover. This is now ready for us to do the box, and I just need to die cut another strip here to cover the inside of that spine. So let's make the box. I'm going to stick with the same aqua colour from the Hunky Dory Adorable Scoreable. I don't know what colours are left in stock. And then a scoreboard. So now actually we need to cut this down. That would be really handy, wouldn't it? So let's grab our paper trimmer, and you need to trim this down to 8 by 8.5. And to be honest, I might even just use this for scoring, so it saves me getting another separate tool out. I'm hoping it's not too bright, do let me know. So let's do this at 8.5. These are very simple measurements, by the way. 8.5 by 8. And then I'm going to score the sides at 1 inch. So let's use this tool here at the top here. And there is a section here that goes over the other side of the cutting bit. So I'm just going to line it up with that basically at the 1 inch mark. Just go up and down. Do your best not to mix up the cutting blade and the scoring blade. So I'm just going to go around on all of those 4 sides at 1 inch. There we go. And then we're just going to cut into the edges now, into the corners. Trying to put that back. One of these days I'll pop something up on my top shelf and I think it's all right, and then it will fall down and really make a big noise and make me jump. And no doubt I'll be live or filming at the time it happens too. Oh dear. So fold all of these down. Use your bone folder to get some really good crisp folds. There we go. And I've got all of my scissors out. Let's put some of these away. There we go. I just need my little scissors for this. Let's turn this over. I'm hoping you'll be able to see which one. Yeah, I think this will be the best way for you to see. So I'm going to be cutting this score line off completely, tapering in and then going on the other side, and do the same for all of those. So I'm basically just cutting off that score line completely. It's within that little slither there that I've just chopped off. And I might just add a bit of red tape to this as well, because I don't really want to be hanging about waiting for glue to dry properly. So I'm going to be using my red tape just to help me. Those always stick to my hand. Okay, let's add a bit of tape now. I always use these scissors here for my red tape. So I don't have to be exact with this, because I will be using glue as well. This is literally just so that my box goes together and it doesn't, you know, take ages to dry. This will really help with that, so I can then move on to the next stage of the projects. So yes, Gemma loves the colour of the cardstock. This is Aqua. And this is the adorable scoreable from Hunky Dory. Right, so let's press all of these down. Take all of these off. Well, I'm going to try and get these in the bin. I think they all went in. They're static, so they'll just go, or they'll stick to your hand. Right, so I'm just going to add my glue now just to these tabs. So again, this will make a lovely little memory box, especially if you've been somewhere and you've got a lot of loose things, ticket stubs. Even though most things are now online, you don't really get ticket stubs anymore, which is not fun. I like ticket stubs. I like collecting little things like that. Right, so let's get this now glued together. So as you can see, the red tape that I've just popped on there holds everything in place whilst the glue dries. Okay, I would definitely recommend using the glue with the red tape and not just the red tape on its own, because from my experience, I do sometimes get the red tape coming away. So I like my projects just to be okay and not fall apart a couple of years down the line. That's never fun. Just need to reset that. Okay, last one. There we go. Right, that's all ready to go. And then I have a little liner here. I'll give you the measurement, 6.5 by 5 15/16 of an inch. If that boggles your mind, I have here the ruler. I'll show you. So let's get that right measurement. Here we go. That was a 6 side. This is the 6.5, and this is the 5 15ths. The 15th lands between the 7/8 and the 6 inch. Okay, so it's literally at the halfway point of that 1/8 section here. So it's literally a smidge over 5 7/8 of an inch. That will be enough for us to stick that inside. So actually I might just trim that off ever so slightly again, just to make sure that that fits in. On my prototype it did fit. On this one it was like, nah. There we go, that's no problem. We can just trim that off again, and then we can stick this inside our little box. Perfect, there we go. Tip that out again. I want that glued in. So again, this is the die cut mat. You just have to trim that down a little bit just to get it to fit. Right, I've got 20 minutes now, so I better get a crack on with this. There we go, push that in. There we go. Right, we can now have this glued on the inside of our wrap. So here we go. Pop that on, and don't forget to do that too. You can go right up to the edge if you want. Let's see what that looks like, but you will get a little bit of extra coming out this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out just slightly so I have an even edge around the whole lot, and then I'm just going to glue that in. I do love this colour. It really reminds me of like a Tiffany blue, green, aqua colour. I love it. Whoops, she drops it. We can wipe all that down. I'm covering that bit up anyway. So I'm going to use actually my top camera. I'm going to look at my screen to see if I got that all in the right place. I think I have. I think that's even all the way around, which it is. There we go. Now we can close this up, and then we can tie that closed. So now we have a lovely little box there for adding our little trinkets. So let's have a quick decant from my prototype, and we'll put all of the stuff in here. So a lot of this is already in today's discount, so fantastic prices. This is not, so I won't put those in. So we have here some of the frames. You get an absolute ton of these frames, and again I've used a little camera from the stamp set as well, so we'll pop those in. Then we have the triple pocket here with my photo mats in. We shall pop that in there. I have trimmed off the top section. I've kept the top already. I trimmed it down so I could fit it in here. So that is the top section, and then I've just mounted it onto some of the patterned paper. So again, you can stuff this with all your cool little things that you've collected, feathers even, little things like that. You might even be able to get a few shells in here if you've been to the beach. And then we have the reverse waterfall. This goes up instead of pulling it down. And the great thing about this die set, I will show you the die that is fantastic. It's a very simple little thing here, a very simple rectangle, which is this one here, right? This one. Why do I love this one so much? You can take this to your photograph. Say you have a 6x4 photograph, which can be quite a challenge if you want to get a certain section cut to a 3x4 size to fit onto this waterfall. It's going to be pretty tricky, but this die, you can just literally just pop that on the section of your photograph that you want, and then you'll have that die cut out ready to add. So instead of trying to manually work it out, which I've tried to do in the past many years ago, trying to get a photograph cut to the right section that you want, sometimes you kind of cut off a bit too much and then it goes a bit wrong. So having that die to use on your photographs is absolutely fantastic. So actually I will just add these in there because it's kind of fun, and again there's loads of ephemera to play with. So let's get this bit die cut out now. So let's choose some more of the patterned paper. I will move this aside. What should we go for? Nope. Should we go for the spotty? Will that be too much? Yeah, I think we need a contrast here. So maybe we'll go for something nice and pretty like this. I am just going to quickly manually trim that out as well. I've kept my trimmer out handy. I didn't put it away because I'm going to be using it. So let's cut this down to 1 inch. Again, I can use this side here, which is pretty cool. I like it when you can get your paper trimmers to do that. You get to use the other side. Was it 6 3/4? Let's have a check. See if my brain got it right. 6 7/8. I almost got it right. Hello, Leanne. So Dale's just ordered the papers. You're going to love these papers. It's the first set of papers that I've done that have the die cuts in them, so you can just pop them out. So I did say 6 7/8, didn't I? Fingers crossed. See if I got it right. So I am keeping my eye on the time. Lou, have you finished your lunch yet? Okay, and that fits on the inside there. Lovely. And again, it coordinates with the papers that I've already used inside, so I do like it when there's a bit of a matching thing going on and it's all broken up with other patterns. Let's get that glued on just to cover up those spine holes. It'd be easier if I turn this on its side so I can see what I'm doing, and then I just want to double check that I'm going to be able to close this as well. Yes, that closes just nicely. Okay, there we go, and that closes just like that, and then we can tie this closed. Louie's eating her lunch. It took forever to cook. I'm just going to quickly tie this in a bow. I like to do just 2 bunny ears and just cross them over. There we go. We've got our lovely bow there. It went upside down, never mind. Maybe twist it to the side. Right, so let's start working now. This is what it looks like here. Let's start working on our front cover. I mean, you don't even have to put memories in here, you know. You could put some chocolates in here or some homemade treats. And I do love to finish things off as well with clips, and I've got some sequin trim. I'm just going by what's on my desk here from leftover projects, so I might just add those. I've got this as well, so that could go on there. So let's see what we can add. Let's add a photo album, might be a good one, and maybe some. I will fussy cut this out actually, and then I will add some maybe clips. And I've also got some flowers as well, some faux flowers. So I'll just grab myself a little bit of white card, maybe even some yellow card might go well. I am going to distress this with some brown ink as well. Do I have that out handy and spare? I do have the Colorology here. I have the brown. Here we go. Bark brown, and I've got my brush nice and ready as well. So let's this is gonna fit, should do. And I do like to use a little bit of a background foam boardy thingy bobby when I'm using my silicone stamps, clear stamps. So I'm just working on the front cover now. Let's see how well this comes out. I might have to do this in a darker ink. Thank you, Rita. There we go, photo album. Should we see what this looks like with black? We can just, I'll let you guys decide which one I should go for. What's versifying here? I'm just reaching for the nearest and dearest things I have on my desk. Things I use the most often do not get put away, they just stay there. So we'll pop this one up the top here. Now, which one shall I use? What I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut this out, and then I'm going to do a little bit of distressing with the brown. So do let me know. We've only got a couple of minutes because I need to crack on. So just going to make sure I haven't missed any other questions. I'm glad you're all loving the papers. They are super pretty. I know Vicky used some in her project this morning, and I'll be using the paper pad again for some Easter projects, because there are some lovely little paper set that's going to be perfect for spring and Easter projects. So where are my scissors? Oh, they're right in front of me. Okay, so I think I'm going to go with the black. Let's just trim this out. Now I do like to just go around just like so, and then I'll go around with some of that brown ink, and I will distress it using just a little brush. Just doing a little swirly bits here. I'm not really properly following that around, but you can do. And I think I will probably also use a frame as well from the paper pad. Let's choose a frame. This one might be a little bit too big. Let's have a look. Actually, no, that's a pretty good size actually. Let's just go for it. let's just go for it. There we go. I think that's pretty nice. And I will pop this out. I do keep these because you can use them for other bits and bobs, and then we'll pop this there in at the center, or I could have this down as a background like that and bring this up forward and then add that. So actually I think I will do that. So let's glue this down. So this is kind of like an eclipse effect. If you've made eclipse cards, it's very similar to that. There we go. And I do want to have this popped up onto some foam pads, which I think I've used up all of my foam pads. Oh dear, where are they? I don't want to use these super tiny ones, and I've only got this one big one left. Hopefully I can find some more. I might just have to get some more out of my box. Is this the right one? I'm just grabbing some out. I use these ones. Look at this massive pizza box here. There we go. Isn't this a fabulous doodah piece? Look at this massive roll here. Anyway, I'm just going to grab myself a whole bunch of these. And then I shall put my pizza box away for next time. There we go. Right, yay! Let's get these trimmed up. I want to kind of just add them to the back here of this album. Sorry, frame. There we go. This will give us some nice dimension. Right, I think this was the beginning of the reel, so it's a little bit funny. I'll start the other side, and I will have to clean my scissors off as well. There we go, almost there. I am just going to put one more here. And let's grab our little box again. Gonna line this up. There we go. So there's some dimension there now, and you can actually see it dips in, and you can kind of see some of the patterned paper through that as well. And this will sit right on the top there. So let's get that coloured in. Coloured in, is that even a word? The right phrase to use? Right, so I need a backing here. So I can clean my mat. I don't have a spare piece of paper here, so I can just clean my mat. This would look great if you heat emboss this with gold. I think gold would look really good, or if you have like a bronze colour, a copper, rose gold would look fantastic as well. There we go. That just brings it back. It kind of, because it was very stark with the black and the white, this just brings it back that little bit, and then we can pop that there. And I'm not done yet, I'm going to add some flowers. So let's just cut another bit there. If you heard my phone just go bing just now, that was my sister. She's on a cruise with my other sister and my mum at the moment, and they've just hit some really bad weather. So she said it's getting, let's have a look what she says. She says, oh dear, mum didn't make it to lunch. She's in bed feeling rough. Oh dear. Yeah, I think they're about to hit 21 meter waves. They're on the Iona at the moment, going down the coast of Portugal, going south. So yeah, the weather is pretty rough there right now. Rather them than me, that's what I say. Anyway, I've got some flowers here. I'm just dipping into my little flower box. We can add those on. Ideally I should be using some glue, some hot glue, but I'm just going to use just this and wait for it to dry. So So let's pop this on. We can do a little audition here. This looks great with the little flowers. See how they look. I think I'm going to be happy with that, or we could swap over that too. Yeah, I think that looks good. We can just add our glue. I'm going to add loads just like that. I do need to just get my hot glue gun out if these come off, but I think we'll be all right. Now these flowers originally had little wires on them, but I trimmed those off just with my my Tim Holtz. They're kind of serrated, so you can cut thin wire with them. Pretty good. Loads of glue there, and then we will add that on there. There we go. So there is today's project. I hope you really enjoyed this one. I will be back later at 6 p.m. for some Easter projects. So if you want some cute ideas there for Easter, do join me at 6. Next up we have Lou. I have no idea what she's been making or will be making. If you wanna, I don't know whether she's told anyone yet or not, but anyway, so Sandra says, yes, it's true, but now seems better. Kisses from Portugal. There you go. Yeah, they're just sailing right down now. They're probably down at round about the Lisbon area, so I know it's pretty rough. The captain's trying to skip the weather that's coming in the next 2 days. So he's trying to get all the way down to the Canaries before all that weather hits in. So I can't imagine how horrible that is, being seasick. Oh, horrible, horrible, horrible. Anyway, so here is today's project. I really like this one. This is going to be absolutely perfect for sticking in loads of loose memories and things like that, as well as popping in your other interactive items. Those interactive items don't have to be slapped down onto a page. You can use them loose as well. So everything that I have used today is listed down below. It's got the link there that will take you to those special discounts for today. And I hope you really enjoyed this one, and I hope you really enjoy Lou's one as well. So pop over to her channel. Hopefully she's finished her lunch. You've got about 3 to 4 minutes if you want to get the kettle on and make yourself a cup of tea and grab a snack, and then get ready for Lou's live. So thank you all for joining me today. I've really enjoyed this one, and I'll see you all again at 6 p.m. Bye for now.